Welcome to Easy Elimu Learning Simplified. My name is Eric. I'll be taking you through this topic length, and for this lesson, we're going to cover perimeter of a square. So we want to see how you are able to find the perimeter of a square. First of all, what is a square and how do you find its perimeter? Previously, we have discussed on what perimeter is. We also discussed about the perimeter of a rectangle, and we are continuing with the perimeter of a square. So having known what a perimeter is, how do you find the perimeter of a square? So we have a few questions involving the perimeter of a square that will help us with illustrations on how we find the perimeter of a square. And then, of course, at the end of the lesson, we'll be having some assignment just to help you gauge on your understanding of the concept as discussed during this lesson. So perimeter, as we have discussed previously, simply means it basically means the total length of the boundaries of that given figure. You see, so it's what we said, distance all around the figures we have said in the previous slides. So perimeter is just length, and therefore it's also measured in meters. So the SI unit of perimeter is the meter. So if you ask you to find the perimeter of a given figure in SI unit, then you know that's supposed to be done in meters. So a square is a two-dimensional figure with 4 equal sides and all the 4 angles are equal to 90 degrees. So you have something like, so what qualifies it to be a square is when each of the interior angles is 90 degrees and then all the sides are the same. So this could be 3 centimeters, and this must also be 3 centimeters. This other one must also be 3 centimeters, and this other one must also be 3 centimeters. So equal sides. So all the sides must be equal and all the interior angles must also be equal 90 degrees. So perimeter, you just need to add this plus this plus this plus this. You know, distance all around, just like we did it when we were doing rectangles. Now adding that, you know, if you add, so you add a number repeatedly, it's just the same as taking that number and then you multiply by the number of times it is added. For example, if you add 2 plus 2 plus 2, you can just do 2 times 3. You see. So this is a square. We are going to add, all the sides are the same. So we are going to add the same number 4 times. So we'll do 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. So instead of doing this repetition, you simply take 4 multiplied by each side, which is 3. See. So that's where this formula is coming from. So perimeter is length of the length of one side of the square, and then you multiply by 4. That is basically how you're going to find the perimeter of a square. So we have our first example here. Determine the perimeter of a square whose sides are 12 centimeters each. So best option is that you have a rough sketch of what you are talking about. So this is 12 centimeters. So how do you find the perimeter? 4 times L, which is equals to 4 times what? 12. So this is going to give us 48 centimeters. So 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 is 48. See how easy that is. So perimeter, distance all around the figure, you simply multiply by 4. That is the length of one side. So we have example number 2 is a square toilet. So maybe it could be something like so what qualifies this figure to be called a square is that all the sides must be the same. So something closer to that. Yes. So all the interior angles must be 90 degrees And then of course all the sides are the same. So this is supposed to be subdivided into rectangular tiles of 48. So you see 48. So the tiles have got the length 60 and the width is 48 here. So this width is 48 centimeters, and this is also 60 centimeters. So what is the question? So calculate the least possible perimeter of the room. So we are finding the length of a room that can be able to accommodate 60 lengths and the same length, because now what you have learned about perimeter is that all the sides are the same. So if let's say you talk of these as 240, for example, that same length should be able to accommodate 48. So the 48 can fit onto this exact number of times. You see, so that is basically a number that can be divisible by 60 on this other side, on this side. At the same time, that number can be divisible by 48. See, that is the same number. That is now LCM. You see, so saying the least possible perimeter. So what is the least possible number that can be divisible by both 48 and 60? That will be the length of this room. And this room being square in shape, you should be able to find its perimeter without much struggle. So let's find the LCM of 60 and 48. Again, we've discussed previously how you find the LCM, so you can also check from our previous videos how you do that. So I'll do 2. 60 is divisible by 230 times. 48 also divisible by 224 times. Still both are divisible by 2. So this is 15 and this is 12. Still 2 because 12 is divisible by 2. So 6. 15 not possible, we transfer to the next. 2 because of 6. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. 15 not possible. Then now I have 3, 5, 1. And now I have 5, 1, 1. So the LCM here is going to be the product of all these factors down here. So I have 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. How many 2s are there? 4. And then by 3 by 5. So let me try and multiply 5 by 2 to give me 10. Then I multiply 2 by 2 by 2 3 times to give me 8. And this 8 you multiply finally by 3. So I started by multiplying 2 by 5 to give me a number that is ending in a 0 like 10. So 8 by 3 is 24 now. See? So we have 10 times 24. And of course, now multiplication by 10 is easier. So this is 240 centimeters. See, 240 centimeters. So that is the length of this room. And it's, remember, it's a square room, it's a toilet. So 240 centimeters by 240 centimeters. That is about 2.4 meters. So we need to find the perimeter. So perimeter, we'll use our formula. So perimeter is 4 by the length, which is going to be 4 by 240. So again, how do you do that? So 240, I'll just multiply 24 by 4, and then I'll add the 0. So 4 by 4 is 16, so 6 carry 1, and 4 by 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So it means 240 by 4 should be equal to 96, and then you add the 0 centimeters. So that is the perimeter of this room. It's a small room, 960 centimeters. So you have also Sharon here, who has a square-shaped garden. So the garden is in the form of a square-shaped garden. Again, you'll have to draw a figure that is very close to a square. So all the sides, what makes it a square is because all the sides are the same. Again, all the interior angles must be the same. So here we are going to find the perimeter. normally, because now we need to find the length of what? How many meters of fencing wire does she need to surround the garden? So you need to find the length, the perimeter, Then that is the length of the wire that is required. But then there, given that she intends to use how many strands? 3 strands. So you need 3 lines. So 1, 2, 3. Each of them going round. So you just find the length of one round, and then you multiply by 3. You see. So first of all, the length of one round, one strand going round the garden will be the same as the perimeter. So let me start with the perimeter, which is 4 times L. So 4 by what? 16. What is that going to be? So that is going to be 64 meters. So one round going one round, one strand will be going around the garden. That length is 64 meters. So we need 3 strands. So the length of the wire that you are looking for should be 3 times 64. So 3 by 64. So 64 by 3. So 3 times 4 is 12, 2 carry 1. 3 by 6 is 18 plus 1 is 19. So this is going to be 192 meters. If you have to use 3 strands of the fencing wire, then the length of the wire required must be 192 meters in length. So we have another one here. The perimeter of a square room is 24. Find the length of the square. So we are still going to use the same formula, 4 times the length. And remember, the length is what we are looking for. Perimeter is given as 24 here. So this is equals to 4 times what? L. So 24 is equals to 4L. So we divide both sides by 4 so that you're able to find L is equals to 6 centimeters. So again, we have just written the formula as it is. We have substituted, and that's what we are ending up with as the length. Finally, we have a farmer who has a piece of land measuring that. He divided into equal plots of equal size. Find the maximum area of one plot. So now there is a big plot here, and this plot is rectangular in shape. Now this one is not square, but then the length is 840. The width is 396. But this area is subdivided into square plots. So you see there is a square here. So we do it like that, These are squares. You see. So this length on this side is equal to the length on the other side. So we are finding a length here of this square that can subdivide or can divide 840 here, equal number of times without having any wastage or without leaving any remainder. And the same length because it's a square. So what we are picking from what we learned about square is that square has got both sides being the same. So this side is equal to that. That means the number that can divide into 840 should also be the same number that can divide into 396. And you are looking for the greatest. That's why in the maximum. So the greatest. So that is basically GCD. So GCD. So you have 840 and 396. See. So for GCD, you have to use prime divisors, prime factors that are common to both numbers. So if I start with 2, 2 must be, both numbers must be divisible by 2. So this one is 4, 2, 0, 1, because of 2 remainder 1, 9 because of 18 remainder 1, and 8 because of 16. Again, both numbers are still divisible by 2. So 2, 1, 0, 9 because of 18 remainder 1, and again 9. So not both numbers are divisible by 2, so I can try 3. So 21 divided by 3 is 7, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. Again, 9 divided by 3 is 3. And so that ends there. So GCD, which is equals to the length. So I'm finding perimeter, maximum perimeter. This word is supposed to be perimeter. Maximum perimeter of one plot. So GCD is 2 by 2 by 3. So that is 4 by 3, which is 12 what? 12 meters. So this is it must be the length of one square plot. So from there you can find the perimeter, maximum perimeter of one plot. So maximum perimeter should be equal to 4. So this should be equal to 4 times the length. So that is 4 by 12, which is 48 meters. Okay, so that is how you go about it. So I think that marks the end. For now, a few questions are here to help you practice on what you have learned. You can always attempt and post the feedback on the comment section. We look at them, give feedback in the due course as we continue. So that marks the end of this lesson. Until next time, goodbye.